We're going to get into it today. Black Dollar Vibes, the edutainer is live. Yeah, man. And there you go. It looked like we already buffering. But not to worry. This is going to be one of them ones that get better with time. It's going to be one of them ones that if you really are a critical thinker, an avid listener, and not just a casual listener, you might double back to one of these videos and be like, wow. And the way that make perfection look like an understatement. The edutainer is live. We in full effect. I need everybody on the way in. Pet my lion, the Lion of Judah. You know what I'm saying? The winners and not the losers. Hit that like button. Pet the lion on the way in. We're going to do it a little different today. When I speak, it's going to be a cappella. No music today. No music today. But one of the things that's going to remain the same is that we're going to open in prayer. Al-Fatiha, let us pray. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. We seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. The path of those upon whom you have bestowed favors. Not the path of those upon whom your wrath is brought down, nor the way of those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Ameen. All we can do is hope and pray that when we recited Al-Fatiha and we took our time to pray, that it didn't glitch. Because you'll be surprised, these devils have it glitching through the prayer. No, they the devil. Everybody that's in the building, make sure you share this one. Like I said, ain't going to be no music today. I'm not coming in playing no music while I'm talking. We're going to do this a cappella. Y'all need to share this one today. You know what I'm saying? No catchphrases, no mantras, no innuendo, straight talk. We going straight for the jugular vein today. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you share this on every platform. I'm not on Instagram. I'm too street for IG. I'm not on Facebook. I'm too hood for Facebook. My nigga, I don't go back and forth on Twitter. Put this in your Twitter feed. And I'm not TikTok, this real hip hop, but I do drop Jews for these new school fools on YouTube. So from me to you, we're going to make it do what it's supposed to. Share this everywhere where you do content, everywhere you watch videos, because we're going to get into it today. So without further ado, the subject for the day, who in the hell is Kash Patel? We about to get into it, don't worry. Walaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shout out to Sharia Mariam. Allahu Akbar. Shout out to Bob. Y'all see it, it's glitching already. Give them a minute, man. Give them a minute, it's glitching already. You see it? I ain't even jumped into the subject yet. Make sure y'all sharing this, man. You feel me? This is going to be one of them ones that definitely get greater later. If you know, you know. So, before I introduce Kash Patel, Trump administration, he was under the Trump administration. Uh-oh, it's glitching. Give him a minute. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go. Okay. Like I said, Kash Patel was a member of the FBI, director of the FBI to be specific. He's on Trump's payroll. He's part of the Trump administration, not just this go around, but when Trump was elected in 2016 and served from 2017 through 2020, yeah, he was on Trump's administration back then too. So He is of Indian descent. We're gonna get into it. He's about 45 years old. But why are we making a whole video about him with acapella cemetery silence? Because he had the nerve to come out of his mouth and speak ill of the late great Assata Shakur in a time where we at war, and in a time where the black woman that's being the queen she's supposed to be, her name gonna be sacred. In a world where we got all these bops and thoughts and whatnot, you gonna put some respect on Assata Shakur's name. That's just what it is. So before I even begin to, unpack this narrative and break this fool down, because he's foolish, let me read something to you that I came across. In the 1960s and 70s, the government / FBI, from 67 to 63 to be exact, spawned the Ghetto Informant Program. Now listen to this. They recruited over 70,000 black people, divide and conquer. Now they focused on black revolutionary groups. Oh, we having some technical difficulties. Don't worry, we're gonna start it over. I'm gonna read it from the top. I need it from the top. Holla at my engineer. Okay, we're gonna read it again. In the 1960s and 70s, the government / FBI, from 67 to 73 to be exact, they spawned the Ghetto Informant Program. They recruited over 70,000 black people, snitches, pool stitches, or stool pigeons, excuse me. You know what I mean? Those who will infiltrate to spy on the black community and report info back to the feds. Yeah, the stool pigeons and friends. They targeted black revolutionary groups like the Black Panthers, like the Nation of Islam, like SNCC, like Corp, etc., etc. Right? The plan was the same as today, divide and conquer. This also set the tone for immigrants to be used in a similar way. Now, enter Kash, Patel. So basically they had to use black people to divide and conquer with black people first. Then they started using other races that they not really black, but they technically not white. They started using them and making them as honorary white people, if you will, to divide and conquer the black movement. Make sure y'all showing love. If you donate, you donate. Black Dollar Familia, we wish you well. We pray you excel. But I got to ask the question, who in the hell is Kash Patel? So let me share with you some notes that I gathered. Kash Patel is the director of the FBI. He called Assata Shakur a terrorist upon her recent departure. He also condemns, quote, those of us who mourn her death while celebrating her life and legacy. He reportedly said, quote, she is not a hero, but a longtime fugitive, end quote. He also disrespected our ancestor, saying, quote, she never fought for justice, unquote. He referred to her by Joanne Chesimard, which is her slave name. If you come from the conscious community and the culture, you know that she didn't acknowledge that name. You know that she is acknowledged in her life and legacy throughout the world as Assata Shakur. And you know the name Shakur has great power. I'm saying this specifically to Kash Patel. So you know him and the Trump administration, they be honeycombing social media. Somebody send that to this moron. Send this to him. You feel me? Because I'm calling out the devils like Alonzo told Officer Hoyt in Training Day. We go after the big fish. Don't talk to me about the Charlie Kirks of the world. And, you know, God bless the dead and all of that. But this ain't that. That man was funded millions of dollars. And we gonna get into Charlie Kirk. Funded millions of dollars. His wife supposedly was sent to him, allegedly. She was a trust fund baby, had millions of dollars before she even graduated high school, running around with colonels. Man, we going after the big fish. FBI directors, CIA workers. Yeah, the top. We don't beef with police. We beef with the chief of police. If you know, you know. And this clown went out of his way to refer to her as Joanne Chesimard, and that'll be the last time I say her slave name. Long live Assata Shakur. If you remember when Muhammad Ali was running around telling people the black man is God, and he was telling white people, here's your name back. Cassius Clay is not my name is Muhammad Ali. They tried the same thing with him. They don't refer to him as Cassius Clay today. He is known worldwide as Muhammad Ali. And guess what? He didn't have to go to the white man to change his name. In the words of Farrakhan, y'all ain't go to court to give me the slave name. I'm not going to court to give you your name back and take one of Allah's attributes. So we watched Muhammad Ali smack one of his opponents for calling him Cassius Clay. And here this man is, who wasn't even born when Assata Shakur was running around, speaking ill of her and disrespecting her name in the most vile way. Moving forward. So he refers to her by her government name instead of Assata Shakur, right? Patel claims that honoring the late, great Assata Shakur is, quote, disrespectful to law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty, unquote. He accuses us, the black community that's conscious, spiritual, revolutionary, he accuses us of disrespecting deceased officers. Follow this now. While he blatantly disrespects our freedom-fighting ancestor. This is COINTELPRO 2.0. So we got more notes, but just to, delve into it. We're talking about a man who, for all intents and purpose, is a tool for white supremacy. We're talking about a man who is used against his own people, and he's used against us, right? Meaning the darker people. Why? So that he could have privilege and prestige in the white supremacist hierarchy. This is a problem because in the era where we're reaching the breaking point, we're at the brink of it boiling over, and everything that everybody been preaching about and speaking about and teaching about and reading about, it's all coming into play. It's all coming into fruition. Names like Assata Shakur is sacred. And a clown like this don't have no business speaking on her. So as how y'all say, I'm in these YouTube streets, I don't see none of you big YouTubers talking about this. God bless Assata Shakur. You know what I'm saying? May Allah be pleased with the ancestor and all of those that we lost. All the freedom fighters behind the wall, peace to them. Salute to them. My heart bleeds for them. You people that's out here now on these platforms, I don't hear y'all talking about it. And I'm talking about the biggest of the big to Mr. Underground. So don't worry about it. The edutainer is live. We're going to get into it today. We're going to make sure that it's, forever unpacked. You feel me? After this, the 45-year-old Kash Patel was born in Garden City, New York. So he's of Indian descent, but he was born in New York State, right? The good part of New York. He ain't come from the boroughs. He ain't come from the trenches. He ain't come from, where the Mecca of hip hop is. Shout out to the Bronx. He ain't come from where the Mecca of basketball is and the Mecca of boxing. No, he came from the good part. Him and his parents who came over here. It's interesting to know that just like Charlie Kirk was born on George Floyd's birthday, Charlie Kirk and George Floyd share the same birthday. And interestingly enough, when George Floyd lost his life, Charlie Kirk went out and, basically slandered his name. We talking about a man who's deceased, whether you like him or not, whether you agree or not. He was blatantly disrespectful. And that's something we gonna go back to. The enemy disrespecting those of us who have passed on to the ancestral realm and how we need to be found handling and responding to that. Yeah. So the same way that Charlie Kirk lost his life, there's people out here saying, oh, well, Charlie Kirk didn't die of a gunshot wound. He died of fentanyl. Ain't that what he said about George Floyd? It was cool when he said it about George Floyd. But now people turning burgundy in the face, they turning red like my shirt. I'm in war mode. Red been my favorite color. If you know, you know. They turning burgundy in the face when the same thing is said about Charlie Kirk. Keep that in mind. It's interesting to know that Kash Patel was born before the day before Savior's Day. When is Savior's Day? February 26. Who was born on Savior's Day? Imam el-Mahdi, Master Fard Muhammad, the one who came from the Middle East, the one who was prophesied to come, that will come like a thief in the night, as lightning shine from the east, even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For wherever the carcass is, meaning the remains of a body or a once great people, there will the eagles be gathered. Huh? What's the American symbol? The eagle. Huh? Oh, okay. So it's interesting to know that this Kash Patel character, this caricature, he was born the day before Savior's Day. And he about 10 years older than me. Let's move forward. You know, I had to do my due diligence. You know, I do research. Born of Indian descent with a Hindu background. Now, we're going to come back to that because I study Hindu culture and the religion. I know Krishnamurti and other figures very well from that walk of life. Very well versed. Very much influenced by the goodness of Hindu culture. For all religions lead back to the straight path. If you know, you know. So we're going to come back to that. Born of Indian descent with a Hindu background, huh? His parents came from Uganda. Now, this is where I want you to pay attention. Interestingly enough, the name Patel is linked to Hinduism and sometimes is found in Islam. So we're talking about a man who you could say is well versed. I'm sure he is world traveled, has a host of knowledge, has met people from all different walks of life. It's safe to say he's not ignorant, even if he's playing ignorant. Shout out to everybody in the chat, huh? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you share this. Like I said, we ain't on Instagram. We ain't on Facebook. We ain't on Twitter. We ain't on TikTok. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm not on. Share this everywhere you go, everywhere you at, everywhere you engage and communicate and interact with other people at. Make sure you share this. So yeah, linked to Hinduism and Islam, his last name being Patel. It is also interesting to know Patel's family fled to Uganda, or fled from Uganda, excuse me. So, according to the narrative that they're running with, in Uganda, Kash Patel's family came to America fleeing from Uganda because they were, quote, facing ethnic persecution. Now, this is very interesting to know. His family ran from facing ethnic persecution from Idi Amin. Long live the soul of Idi Amin. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. A black man that stood on the business of godhood. A black man that did not fear what we call white supremacy. A black man that was found with white people bowing down to his feet. You can look it up on your Googles. Do your Googles. Do your homework and your research on Idi Amin. Yeah. So, interestingly enough, Kash Patel, this FBI flunky, his family fled Uganda and came to America running from Idi Amin, a black revolutionary, because they were, quote, facing ethnic persecution, right? Now, this is in 1972 when they came here. He was born in the early 80s, something like that, late, something like that. Idi Amin is also one of our heroes, as I just stated. So, let's begin to unpack this. Keep in mind, Idi Amin didn't do to the Ugandans what America did to Assata Shakur and is still found doing to us today. We're talking about the American government, which after the fall of Adolf, Adolf H., the Nazi guy, that guy, after Germany fell and Mustache Man went asunder, and became history's blunder. Did you know America took the same MK Ultra methods to deal with criminals, prisoners, treasonous people, terrorists, what have you? All of the things that the Nazis was doing to the so-called Jews, America took MK Ultra and all their other tactics and started using it on those of us in America, primarily black people. But it was some other people too, some white people, some indigenous people, going through MK Ultra, going through lobotomies, Long live Huey P. Newton, another one of our fallen soldiers who fell victim to this white man's MK Ultra. Let's get into it. So his family, Kash Patel, the FBI flunky, Trump's stool pigeon, his family came from Uganda to America because of ethnic cleansing. Meanwhile, his family wasn't facing what Assata Shakur was facing. Assata Shakur was incarcerated, falsely accused and convicted, okay? In Newark, New Jersey. She was born in New York. She was in Newark, New Jersey with the Panthers, men in the Black Panther Party, her brothers. They were pulled over by crooked and wicked law enforcement, the police, upon which it has been reported by both parties, the Black Panthers and the police, that the officers opened fire first. Assata Shakur was riddled with bullets, including gunshot wounds to both her hands. Now, if you ever been in the streets or in the field, you know it's real. You ain't getting shot in your hands and pretty much firing no firearm. So the shots that were fired at the officers were from the men in the Black Panther Party. These are facts. These are facts. Did Kash Patel's parents go through that? I don't think the police was shooting at y'all in Uganda. I don't think Idi Amin had his foot on y'all neck like that, bruh. I just don't. I don't believe you. Show documentation where your people facing, quote, ethnic cleansing went through what Assata Shakur went through. You gonna respect her name or you gonna swallow blood? That's where we at today. What's sacred is sacred. I ain't got time to be arguing with flunkies and monkeys and junkies when I'm going after the big fish. Some of you niggas don't even know who Kash Patel is. You gonna learn today. Wallahi. Let's move forward. So your people didn't go through what Assata Shakur and Mutulu Shakur and the Panthers and the Nation of Islam and all of us black revolutionaries to this very moment are going through. But you honor your people from running from Uganda, because that's what they did. They came to America for a better life and tried to make Idi Amin some villainous, ravenous scapegoat. But if you went through all of that, or your people went through all of that, how did you become such a degenerate? How did you become so corrupted? If your family was running from persecution, how the hell you come over here to the country my ancestors built and persecute us? I would tell you hop your ass in this casket, but I really mean it, bro. I really mean it. So we're going to move forward. Moving forward, he honors his family for running while condemning Assata Shakur and those of us who love her. Meanwhile, she was more honorable, meaning than the people in his family. Now, let's talk about Kash Patel and his educational background and his matriculation through the hierarchy of white supremacy, right? It's like I said, I did some research on this clown. Patel attended Pace University, UCL, University College of London, or in London. He also has a sister in London. We ain't gonna talk too much about his family, but if you know, you know. He is a Republican who started as a public defender, became a prosecutor, moved up in the ranks. He has other titles and whatnot as well. You could do your Googles on your own, you know. But suffice it to say, he is also a part of Trump's administration, which is very important to know. And we're going to come back to Trump and his administration and the hypocrisy of your American government. We will revisit this towards the end. So we're talking about a man who his family came over here in 1972. Peace, peace, peace. Allahu Akbar, mashallah, subhanallah. His parents came over here in 1972. He was born somewhere late 70s, early 80s, whatever, right? He goes through and matriculates through. Now, mind you, he's being raised in America with Hindu parents of Indian descent. Let him tell it and let them tell it. They're refugees. Huh? So you would think he would have more empathy and compassion for the more modern day refugees and those of us who have fallen and, you know, transitioned to the ancestral realm. He's raised by Hindu parents in a privileged neighborhood. He comes from a privileged background. He ain't from the hood. Huh? So his experiences are nothing like ours. Facts. Huh? He goes to school and then goes to places of higher education, you know, to get certified, college, university certified, and then he is used in government. He enters through local law, and then, you know, connections basically make the world go round. So after locking arms and rubbing shoulders and elbows with who he needs to, he becomes part of the FBI, right? After being used in many different positions and departments and, you know, what have you, different posts that they deem necessary for him to be, right? Then, upon him becoming a part of the FBI, this same Hindu, this is a Hindu individual, huh? You're Hindu. Your whole disposition supposed to be different. His Indian parents raised him to be indoctrinated in the white supremacy. So here you have an Indian American working for white supremacy, running his mouth talking about the sacredness of the black struggle and the revolution, putting his mouth on those like Assata Shakur, who done did more for the world than his whole family tree. And this coward got the nerve to hop on a platform and condemn Assata Shakur in her death. Why you ain't say it when she was alive? Condemn those of us who honor and uplift her name. Huh? And unfortunately, like I said, I don't see too many people online talking about this. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm the world's most infamous. I don't make you famous. I shine God's light on you. Huh? Like Elijah told Malcolm, you put the clean glass next to the dirty glass and you let the thirsty people pick which they want to drink from. That's what we doing today. We came draped in red as in bloodshed. I ain't come to play with y'all today. Wallahi. So let's move forward. Kash Patel has also been criticized recently for his mishandling of not only Charlie Kirk's assassination, but also his weak approach towards the Epstein files. The Epstein files. Now, this is the FBI director. You would think he'd be trying to bust the Epstein files wide open. You would think he'd be wanting to get to the bottom of it and bring everything to the top that the public need to know. You would think he wants justice to be served. You would think, right? But that's not the volume, the tone, the temperature, the sentiment around these Epstein files. And we know that this Charlie Kirk situation is getting more and more bizarre by the day, really by the hour. When you look at all of this that's going on surrounding Charlie Kirk, this is starting to look more and more like a false flag operation. Huh? Like they're running a play to justify what they're about to do that they've always planned on doing to black people and poor people and the indigenous people that's conscious, spiritual, wide awake and aware. Let's move forward. Like I said, this is strange on multiple levels. We're talking about conspiracy cover-ups, which is what the FBI specialize in, is it not? COINTELPRO, we know that. Counterintelligence program, huh? J. Edgar Hoover is lightweight compared to what they got going on today. Between the minds that they're employing today and technology and just the advancement of civilization and the decline in society, J. Edgar Hoover looked like Tommy off the Rugrats compared to clowns like this Kash Patel nigga. Let's move forward. If you notice, I'm trying not to use too much profanity and vulgar language today because I really want nothing to distract from the message. This is bigger than music. This is bigger than rap. Huh? Let me stay focused so we can tie this all in. Some are now saying Erica Kirk's parents are on the Epstein list. Now, you know this Kash Patel character, he is very much interwoven and connected to Erica Kirk, to Turning Point USA. He's Trump's right-hand man. He got all the devilish connections. He in all the wrong places at the right time. We're going to come back to that. People are now saying Erica Kirk's parents are on the Epstein list and possibly Erica herself. Charlie Kirk footage, the full footage that shows different angles and shows all of the intricate details and all of the people and the intel of his assassination, you know, it was confiscated by Turning Point and they refused to release it. And this is being overlooked as we speak by the FBI. It's being overlooked right now. Now, why would they overlook that if this Charlie Kirk character is such a patriotic, figure? Wouldn't you think they want the bottom of it? Oh, but the FBI, these are the same people that watched Kennedy get his thoughts spilled all over his wife's blouse in broad daylight. He went from doing the presidential wave to being slumped. And they got footage, you can find it to this day. This the same FBI. Only difference is they got social media for you clowns. Moving forward. Instead of Patel and the FBI dealing with the tyranny of white on white crime, because that's what this is, Patel and others will rather condemn black people and the revolutionaries within America while deflecting attention away from corruption, both within the FBI and the Trump administration. Let me take a sip of water right quick. We run through a gallon a day, and I don't play this every day. This every day. As we proceed, walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Love you more, E. As we proceed, because I ain't come to be long, but in the words of Khalid Abdul Muhammad, I gotta be strong. That's just really though. So we gonna make sure that we get the point across in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I want this to be clear. In this world, certain things gotta be sacred. We cannot allow characters like Kash Patel to run around and, having all this mischievous rhetoric and this misleading information. A man that's supposed to be of prominence, a man that you would think would have more substance. We are not going to allow the likes of him or any others to defame and slander our freedom fighters, our ancestors who have fallen, and those of us today that still boots on the ground, alive and well, raising hell on these devils. Belt to ass. I know I said I wasn't going to cuss, but if you know, you know. We tired of all these clowns. We ain't come to play with y'all. Wallahi. You better ask somebody that know. Now, let's get a little personal with this character, because Asada's sacred. We love Asada now. We love the Shakur family tree. And they all were targeted by the FBI. We gonna get into that. And how they still are up to the same canards today. Kash Patel was recently divorced, Now, I could share his ex-wife's name, but her name really isn't important. It's unimportant. Because unlike her, Asada Shakur actually has done something of substance in this world. This woman, this broad who he married, She ain't do nothing for herself, for him, or for the world. He'll run around with her and then cheat on her, because we gonna get into it. Huh? So you running around with slurs, but you speaking on the side of Shakur? Man, watch your mouth, bruh. Because what you won't do is have that conversation with the alphas from the group. You won't do that. You won't talk to a brother like me. Huh? But you'll talk at my people. You'll talk around the subject. You'll tap dance around the truth and cherry pick. We not doing that. We not doing that. Huh? So we're not even going to mention the name of the woman who was burdened by being married to him. We're not even going to mention that. And as a man who's been married, and as a man who I ain't got nothing to hide or no reason to lie, I don't play them games. I don't play with the family of said person, and I don't play with people on the outside that think that, you know, shit and brown sugar is the same because they both brown. We not playing them games. So I'm going to focus on the issue. Kash Patel is my opponent because, like I said, I'm going after the big fish. And anytime I take the time to do a video specifically about somebody like this in this way, just know I'm looking at them as a real opponent. This ain't no Kendrick Lamar rap battle. Huh? I done battled everybody from Kash from Cleveland to Kendrick Lamar from Compton. Bro, this ain't that. At the end of the day, we all from the hood. We all black. We might have some discrepancies and issues and what have you. But the real enemy is the real enemy. A puppet in a tool is a puppet in a tool. You feel me? But they all on the people's payroll, and we backed by the streets. Huh? We touch grass. Grassroots? Yeah, on that. So like I said, he was recently divorced after being married for 3 years. Man, that ain't last long. You got married, you was one of them pandemic people, huh? You couldn't move, you had to sit still. You couldn't be out here creating mischief and fuckery. So you was sitting next to some broad that'll sit next to you for long enough, and then you married her, and then by the time we got out the pandemic, y'all was divorced. He wasn't married but for 3 years. After his former wife filed a lawsuit suing him for a number of things. Patel, who allegedly was cheating on his former wife with the woman he is currently married to, or the woman he's currently in a relationship with. Because supposedly he got a girlfriend who is some country singer. Bruh, if you took the broad that you used to be married to and this little Dixie chick, country blonde hair bumpkin that you with today, and they did the goddamn fusion dance, they wouldn't have 1% of the tenacity and veracity of an Assata Shakur. Watch your mouth when you speaking on the Pantheon. Watch your mouth when you speaking on our ancestors. And all you males that's supposed to be men that ain't speaking on this, shame on you. But don't worry, I got it. I'm gonna make time today. Allahu Akbar. Do not speak on our ancestors when you run around with the Dixie chick. Who the hell is you to speak on Assata Shakur, you brass monkey? Watch your mouth. Moving forward, he allegedly cheated on his ex-wife with the next broad, the Dixie chick, you know, the country singer broad. But you speaking on Assata Shakur? Patel went on to settle with his ex-wife for $2 million. So he basically said, look, here go $2 million, get out my face. I don't want nothing to do with you. You run some restaurant with some famous person's wife, go over there, do that. Okay. Happens to the best and the worst of us. But man, while you shoot flying don't bother me, this woman that you was married to, that you got married to in the pandemic, probably because you was bored and you couldn't sit with yourself because you're a festering, tortured soul, a trifling individual. So you latched yourself onto her during a pandemic, and as soon as the white man said, okay, we're opening the doors, you can take your mask off, you run to the Dixie chick. So you throw her $2 million. Now let me say this. Anybody that got $2 million to get to abroad to never have to speak to her again, we talking about a man of affluence. Like I said, I go after the big fish. You know, I'm gonna digress for a second before I wrap this point up about his salacious experiences with these women and how he's not a man of substance and how he damn sure don't have no right or qualification to speak on the side of Shakur. Krishnamurti is a major figure in the Hindu religion, right? And in the culture and lifestyle. He has a quote that goes like this, quote, "This is my secret," because they asked him, what's your secret to success and being unbothered? He said, "This is my secret. I'm not concerned with what happens." In other words, I don't care what happens. I'm not bothered either way. Why am I quoting this? Because I'm saying the same thing to you, Mr. Patel, Mr. Kash Patel. You can't trust no nigga that his parents named him Kash and we in a capitalist society. Off top, we don't trust you. But since you're going out of your way to beg for the attention of the gods, you got it, because we got time today. Huh? Oh, okay. So yeah, the same way Krishnamurti said it, I'm saying it. I don't give a damn what happened. I don't care what happened. You gonna need more than $2 million to go against a lost servant. Know that. Know that I done already had bouts with the FBI. Know that. Know that they done already came to see me and made idle threats and gave subtle warnings. Long live Darren Seals, aka King D from Ferguson. Yeah, the same way that they approached him, they approached me here. Allah just had his hand on me in a different way, and it must have been that brother's time to go. But think not of those that slain in the name of Allah as dead. Nay, they live, but you perceive it not. So I want you to be very clear. I don't give a damn about you working for no FBI. I don't give a damn about Trump putting his thumb in your ass. I don't give a damn about you beefing with the ADL or you kissing makeup with the, I don't care about none of that. Keep a Sada Shakur name out your mouth, because all of that is your business and devil's gonna be busy. So do what you do. But when you speak on the ancestor and you speak on that which is sacred and black culture, I'm coming outside, bro. I don't care nothing about none of that. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies one time. Who sent this clown? So let me wrap up my point about his, marriage and all of that. Huh? So again, his slander of Asada Shakur is beyond egregious, giving his scandalous history with women. You was cheating on your ex-wife with the Dixie chick. What we talking about? You don't have no right to speak on Asada when she did more in her lifetime in 78 years than you and them two broads combined. Huh? If y'all did the fusion dance at a Diddy freak off and became one vessel, all of y'all in one vessel and did 1% of what Asada Shakur did. She's doing more in death than you cowards could ever do in life. And that's one of our sistering. Huh? We gonna get to Matulu Shakur in a minute. Because why you ain't saying nothing about the Matulu Shakur? We gonna talk about that in a minute, big fella. Women who are not nearly as noble or honorable as our beloved Asada Shakur, meaning these women that he was married to. So, we gonna pause for the cause because, like I said, the country singer he with, she not important. Her name is of no significance or consequence to me. And I'm the one speaking on it because you cowards are too cowardly to talk about this subject. Yeah, I said it. So the broad he's with and the broad he used to be with, their name's not important. What's important is, how are you with these insignificant nincompoop bimbos who are of no substance at all? Ain't nobody gonna miss them when they gone. And you got the nerve to speak on the side of Shakur, my guy? Nah, we ain't gonna let you do that. We ain't gonna let you do that, big fella. Like I said, I ain't come to play no music today. Huh? Huh? We drop every week, every other week. Take that, man, nigga, go to the archives. Go to the videos, go to the shorts, go to the playlist. Nigga, I'm dropping again this Tuesday. Rest in peace, Phil Collins, that I don't care anymore sample. I do this music shit in my sleep, and I do it to death, and I do it the best. That means better than the rest. Today, we digging graves. Y'all know my motto, get your dumb ass in this casket. Huh? And I don't care how y'all take it. This might be the last video. We in the era where your freedom of speech is on trial, you know. We in the era where people is losing their life for what they choose to say, you know. We in the era where telling the truth will get you crucified. But you could be promoted for telling lies. And real eyes been realized the real lies. That's fact though. So I don't give a damn, because guess what? Either way, if they shut this channel down right now while I'm live, I will make another channel, drop my album December 9th, and start all over, bruh. Some things gotta be sacred. I ain't worried about getting demonetized. I get flagged all the time. It's yellow flags on my video all the time. It have been videos I was gonna drop. They put a red flag. The public will never see them. This ain't about that. Those who donate, I'm blessed to have a backing. I'm blessed to have a following. I'm blessed to have a supporting cast. I pray it continue to expand so the brand can continue to expand. But either way, it gets greater later. You cannot stop what Allah chose to start and put in motion. Enter Errion, Big Muta Ali. Moving forward, the checkmate to this chess game comes by the way of Kash Patel's own hypocrisy. Bear with me. What do you mean his own hypocrisy, Errion? The United States pardoned the late, great Mutulu Shakur. Follow me now. Mutulu Shakur was released in December of 2022 and passed away on July 7th, 2023. Now listen to this. Although he was released on, quote, medical leave, the U.S. knew the Black Panthers were wrongfully accused and convicted. What makes you say that, Errion? Because the officers that were there at the time that the incident occurred, which led to Assata Shakur being incarcerated, the officers that were there admitted to firing the first shots. The officers that was there admitted they don't know if Assata Shakur fired any shots. Among other inconsistencies in their story, but because they are backed by the system, the outcome played out how it did. Mutulu Shakur was convicted for his involvement in breaking Assata Shakur out of the male prison she was incarcerated in. Huh? So this is my question to Kash Patel. You had all of this enmity and animosity and slanderous talk for our sister, Assata Shakur. Where was all of that energy when they pardoned Mutulu Shakur? Matter of fact, where was all that energy when your man Trump pardoned Kodak Black? So you're mad at Assata because she died free, but you don't got a problem with Trump pardoning a Kodak Black? You don't got a problem with a Donald Trump pardoning a Lil Wayne? And by the way, shout out to Kodak, shout out to Wayne. But we gonna keep what's sacred, sacred. And that entertainment shit is entertainment. Huh? You got a problem? Why you ain't say nothing about Mutulu Shakur? Wait a minute. Trump just said, I would like to see Larry Hoover released. So they released him from the feds. Now he's in Chicago State Prison, who is looking like they don't want to release him. Allah knows best. We shall see. But as of right now, it looked like the state of Illinois doesn't want to release the old man Free Larry Hoover, by the way. Why you ain't, so you ain't have a problem with Trump willing to pardon Larry Hoover, but you got a problem with Assata Shakur, who we know was innocent of what you devils, you goddamn cesspool, demonic Decepticons, of what y'all accuse Assata Shakur of. You got a problem with Assata, but you ain't say nothing to Trump about pardoning Larry Hoover? Make it make sense, Kash. Huh? Make it make sense, big fella. Somebody share this with Mr. Patel. Tell him I came to raise hell. Keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth, nigga. On the Will Smith side. Stop playing with us, cuzzy. So you ain't have a problem with Larry Hoover getting pardoned, Kodak Black getting pardoned, Lil Wayne getting pardoned, Mutulu Shakur got pardoned, and Mutulu Shakur was involved in Assata's case. Could it be that you fear black men and you hate black women? Could that be what it is? So the Jigaboo entertainer, he could get pardoned. No problem. Did you know that earlier this year, when Diddy was going through his trial this summer, Trump said if Diddy is convicted, he would consider pardoning Diddy. Now, everybody in the world seen Diddy going ham, live footage, putting hands, feet, knees, elbows, and glass bases on Cassie. We seen it. The whole world saw it, Mr. Patel. So you don't got a problem with Trump saying he would consider pardoning Sean P. Diddy Combs, but you got a problem with Assata Shakur? You sucker ass nigga, I got a problem with you, nigga. And I will say it in your mammy's house on Father's Day. What's sacred is sacred. Black culture, black consciousness, black history, and the revolutionaries that's blazing the trail. This is sacred, bruh. So you don't got a problem with Diddy being pardoned. You don't got a problem with Larry Hoover being pardoned. You don't got a problem with Dwayne Michael Carter, a.k.a. Lil Wayne, and the Kodak Blacks of this world getting pardoned. But you got a problem with Assata Shakur. Nigga, how dare you? You're not even qualified to speak on her. Donald Trump was actually alive. Donald Trump is around Assata Shakur age. He not saying nothing. Fool, you wasn't even born. Why are you speaking on our ancestor? Oh, because you got to prove to the FBI that you're more loyal than them white folks. Because you're not white at the end of the day, as much as you probably would like to be. Yeah, let's get to that. Let's get to the fact that you are of Indian descent, Hindu background. Huh? You work for white supremacy and you prosecuting black people? In the words of Minister Farrakhan, the day is going to come where you devils is tied to the back of pickup trucks and drugged through the streets. And I pray, oh Lord, let me live to see it. You going to respect what's sacred. Or you might as well pick a cemetery plot and start digging. All of you. Because like I said, when I take time to make a video specifically to address a nigga, this bigger than rap, bro. This ain't no rap battle. Huh? To all the rappers out there, we're friend or foe. Get your money, bro. But just know, I'm going to address you if you on the people's payroll. And if you out here pump faking, I'm going to address you. But that ain't this. This is some real shit. We talking about a man with political leverage in government, influence and affluence, corrupted, spreading corruption, and speaking on that which is sacred, which you are underqualified to speak on, my boy. So, moving forward, back to Mutulu Shakur, the late, great Mutulu Shakur. You know, Tupac's godfather, like Assata was Tupac's godmother, friends of the late, great Afeni Shakur. Because see, the FBI been on their bumper. We gonna get to it. Yeah. So, when they broke her out of the prison, meaning the men in the Black Panthers broke Assata out, she was convicted, Assata Shakur, for the murder of police officers, even though there's tremendous evidence showing that Assata Shakur was innocent of these charges, including the fact that Assata Shakur was shot in both of her hands, as I previously stated, by officers who admittedly fired shots first, upon which men in the Black Panthers returned fire, as they should have, Mr. Patel. The Black Panthers were with Assata Shakur when she was accosted by the New Jersey officers. Assata Shakur should have been pardoned by America. Let me read that part again, Mr. Patel. Assata Shakur, the late great Assata Shakur, who you gonna respect her name, should have been pardoned by America the same way Mutulu Shakur was. The only difference, they should have got pardoned a lot sooner. They were both innocent, and both Assata and Mutulu were fighting back against America's tyranny towards Black people. Tyranny which still persists to this very moment against us foundational Black Americans. And if you have all this Ugandan pride and Hindu Indian pride, and your parents came over here to give you a better life, and you know you're an honorary white boy in America, so you think, then you should have full respect and pay nothing but homage to the Assata Shakurs of this world, Mr. Patel. That's how this should go. Ain't no way that you should be condemning Assata Shakur while you trying to convince us that your ancestry is of refugees. Y'all didn't go through what we went through in America. None of you. All of y'all running over here to escape the tyranny of your homeland, y'all didn't go through what Black America went through. And if Black Americans didn't have boots on the ground and putting belt to ass, you wouldn't be able to bring your ass over here, Mr. Patel, Mr. Potato Head. You wouldn't be able to bring your big goof ass over here and be some honorary American. Because according to the Constitution, the definition of an American are those who are descendants of Europe. You are not, Mr. Patel. The Constitution, not Errion, not the conspiracy theorists. The Constitution says if you are not of European descent, you're not truly an American, Mr. Patel. So Black America suffered tremendously, and we still are, for clowns like you to be over here and live the American dream. So what you're gonna do is figure out a way to respect our ancestors. And out of all of the goofy broads in the world, Black, white, Puerto Rican, you pick, Asian, Arab, Indian, with your goofy ass. Because I don't know no Indian women historically who have done half of what Assata Shakur has done. Mr. Patel, not one of your broads have done half of what Assata done. And Assata Shakur not the only great Black women we produce, you know. You don't know who you talking to, nigga. Don't wake me up for this clown shit no more, you circus act. How dare you speak on her name? But we gonna make sure it's the last time you speak on her name, Mr. Patel. Yeah, we came to raise hell. This ain't about no music. Speaking of music, you lucky I'm done writing my album, because I would have took time just for you. But if I'm graced and blessed by Allah to live, maybe I'll address you on the next album. But today, this is bigger than music. I'm gonna address you directly. Get it not confused. We suffered a lot for people like you to be able to come over here and then off the back and off the heels of our ancestors and our elders and us fighting a good fight up to this day, you think you gonna criticize us? The best of us? All the women in the world doing debauchery, doing salacious acts, saying ignorant statements, doing all type of scandalous deeds, doing a injustice and a disservice to themselves, their children, their men, their community. You speak on Assata Shakur because she died free. I think you're mad because the world loves Assata Shakur the way you wish the world loved your parents, Mr. Patel. But your parents didn't go through what Assata Shakur went through, Mr. Patel. They didn't have the heart that that sister had. That's a fact. That's a cold, hard, stone cold fact. See, you're upset because your people don't get honored the way that the Black liberation struggle revolutionaries get honored. That's your problem. You need to take that to your prayer closet. You need to reflect on the words of Krishnamurti, which we're going to get back to Krishnamurti in a minute. Mr. Patel, how are you of Hindu descent and background, but you helping these Judaic, Christian, conservative racists, Mr. Patel? I don't think Krishnamurti would approve of that. I don't think any real refugee would approve of what you're doing and what you're saying. So I had to come and address it. Mr. Patel, we got stamps and envelopes. We gonna address it. You clown. Water break. So yeah, I don't even know how. We already been on here over an hour, Mr. Patel. And anybody that know me, know I could do this shit for 25. Anybody that know me, know, nigga. Mr. God-gifted, Mr. Long-winded, Mr. Patel. Keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth. Not just you, but the junkies and flunkies around you. Because y'all know it's going up, right? We don't give a damn. Listen, man, the Bible put it like this. It's a people coming. We don't care about silver. We don't care about gold. Our sole purpose is to lay thee low, Mr. Patel. We ain't worried about the money you got, the money that you can acquire because of your political ties and government background. We don't give a damn about none of that. We at war anyway. White America is never going to forgive the Black revolutionary. And we ain't asking for forgiveness because we ain't did nothing wrong, Mr. Patel. Your ass is the liar. You and the people that employ you. Y'all are the corruption. Y'all are the terrorists. Yeah. You're the ones that are really anti-American. Yeah. You're anti-American. You're really anti-white. Because why is all this white on white crime happening, Mr. Patel? Y'all are anti-Black. Y'all are the anti-Semites. Not just over there. And we're going to get to the ADL in a minute. But Black people are the real Semites. Mr. Patel, the indigenous people are the real Semitic people on this planet. So whether overseas, the people that call themselves Jews and are not, or the real children of Israel stomping through America, y'all are the real anti-Semites. Let's get to that. Let's get to you being an anti-Semite, Mr. Patel. In conclusion, Kash Patel has also condemned the ADL, aka the Anti-Defamation League, which we are not very fond of the ADL, because the ADL has been targeting us for decades. Ever since the ADL came into play, which they are a group of Zionists from the Freemason cult. Yeah, that's who the ADL is. A bunch of rebels and renegades, just like the people that wrote the Talmud. They have rebelled against the organic, holistic way in which the religion instructed us to be. They did their own remix in the most unrighteous way, And then they use their unity, their political leverage, their deception, and their tyranny to advance in society throughout civilization. And now they have their thing so tight-knit and locked in to where if they call you an anti-Semite or if they, castigate you, that could be the end of your career, maybe even the end of your life. So, some of the people that the ADL has targeted: the Nation of Islam, which means everybody from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan down to the foot soldiers. The ADL been, put that stamp on us. Like they could condemn us. How the devil gonna condemn God? That's a whole nother story. They did the same thing with the Black Panther Party. They've also done it with a bunch of white people. Did you know that they even called George W. Bush an anti-Semite? Everybody from George W. Bush to Oprah Winfrey, and she's still on the people's payroll, they done called him an anti-Semite. And those of us that they stamped with the anti-Semite, you're basically blackballed. That's basically their way of saying you'll never work in Hollywood or any type of show business profession. And if you try to take a more honorable or noble field of endeavor, something that's more prestigious and looked at as more dignified and integral by society, i.e. you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be, a major figure in education or science or whatnot, you got to go through them. If they call you an anti-Semite, you a fish out the water, unless Allah got his hand on you. So let's get back to the point, because we wrapping all of this up. In conclusion, Kash Patel has also condemned the ADL and disassociates the FBI from the ADL. Now, you got to have a lot of sway to speak for the whole FBI and say, we're not rocking with the Anti-Defamation League. Now, after all of this time of the ADL slandering people, wrongfully targeting those of us who they've chosen to target, why are you just now condemning them? Why are you just now disassociating from them? Well, let's move further. Move forward and we shall see. Another sign of the disharmony in America, meaning the FBI disassociating from the ADL. For if Satan casts about Satan, how then can his kingdom stand? You know why Mr. Patel chose to disassociate from the ADL? And the FBI is no longer doing the dirty work of the ADL? Because the Anti-Defamation League called Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA a hate group. Wait a minute. So after all of this targeting Black people, targeting revolutionary thinkers, targeting people that want to use solar energy, targeting Muslims in America and worldwide, targeting whoever the hell they wanted to target, it was all cool. The FBI gonna neutralize them, destabilize them, liquidate them, take their life. One brick at a time. The FBI rubs hands like Birdman. Any other time, the Anti-Defamation League say they're the bad guys. The FBI be like, let me get them. Suddenly, when the ADL picks out a white group of people and say this is a hate group, now the FBI is like, this is outrage. We will not condemn Turning Point of America. We will not. What? So wait a minute. So you ain't have a problem going after the Panthers? The Panthers gave you the breakfast program. The same breakfast program that the welfare establishment stole. We're going to stop acting like America will not take positive traits and characteristics and attributes of our movement and then use them in government and then incorporate them in her policy. So wait a minute. You didn't have a problem when we was being targeted. That's fair game. It's just Tuesday. But when they call out Charlie Kirk and his widow and Turning Point USA, now this is an outrage. So basically what he's saying is we are not going to interfere or prevent them from doing anything they're doing. So if they want to spew hateful rhetoric, if they want to target people, if they want to try to destabilize people, if they want to try to kill people, because this is America, and if you white, you right out this motherfucker. If they choose to do that, the FBI gonna let them rock. Now, interestingly enough, Kash Patel is not even white. Think about this. He's not Jewish. The ADL is Jewish. The Anti-Defamation League, that is a synagogue of Satan group. They're Jewish, quote unquote. Kash Patel is not Jewish. Kash Patel is also not white Anglo-Saxon, you know, like the good folks at Turning Point USA. Those are white Christian, white Jesus folks. Those the Mormon folks, you know, them people that's the white only pies. If you seen the movie Life, shout out to Eddie Murphy and Martin. Whites only pies. Yeah, that's Charlie Kirk in the game. So you got this Indian American of Hindu descent instigating between the Zionists and the white American races and getting paid millions of dollars to do it, while simultaneously disrespecting the Black Pantheon. The Black Pantheon and the legacy that is embodied in our ancestry. We're not gonna let you do it, Mr. Patel. Why is it that you are not going after Charlie Kirk and his establishment for their racist rhetoric? Huh? Why are you not investigating where they're getting their money? Millions and millions and multiple millions of dollars invested into this group, which obviously is anti-Black. You're not investigating where they're getting their money from. You're not investigating them to see if they're actually planning and plotting to commit hate crimes. You're not trying to influence or incentivize them with all your affluence to tone it down. You know how you tell us to tone it down? Yeah, you're right, but you know, it's your tone. You know, it's the fiery rhetoric. You ain't doing none of that with them. You're not even trying to get to the bottom of Charlie Kirk's quote unquote assassination, Mr. Patel, but you running around with the Dixie chick that you was cheating on your wife with. Get your dumb ass. Give me the Bible and the Quran in this casket, nigga. Close his casket, nigga. What is he talking about? Moment of silence for the retarded. I mean the daily departed out this motherfucker. Now, y'all know the get your ass up, nigga. Go ahead and hop out the casket, Mr. Patel. Be me today in the full expression of my articulation, Mr. Patel. And I'm yelling it because these other niggas ain't telling it, nigga. The truth is the truth. I'm not selling it. Wallahi, I ain't come about no bag. I ain't come about no donations. I ain't come about promoting no album. I ain't come about none of that, bruh. Keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth. You have not done nearly enough on this planet to qualify yourself. Right. In this capitalist society, the dollar is falling, your government is falling, the FBI has fallen. Nigga, the FBI done sold this building. So who is your landlord, Mr. Patel? Because America don't even own the FBI building, the Federal Bureau of nigga. I just want to know, Mr. Patel. So as this country begins to unravel and continue its downward spiral, you know, because y'all don't want to get Black people reparations, you know, because you don't want to repent for what you did to all the indigenous now, and you think that you're going to speak on Assata Shakur or anything sacred in the Black community, nigga, you're not. I had to come and reset order because apparently the good folks, the brothers and sisters on YouTube that's supposed to be so pro is live. The truth is alive. And the devil is a lie. That will be you, Mr. Patel. So you and your cronies and all your flunky ass homies, get ready for the war that you already know is on the horizon. You know that war that y'all keep instigating, the war of Armageddon? Y'all are preparing for civil war as we speak. Martial law in the streets as we speak. Different arms of government and military branches in all the different cities in America as we speak. Meanwhile, you think your big bad wolf ass gonna be able to fight a civil war and fight Russia? Nigga, you dumber than you look. You ain't hardly been here half a century, Mr. Patel. You didn't say nothing about Mutulu Shakur, and you was wise not to say nothing about that black man. Keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. I don't give a damn how your fellow Trump cronies feel about it, because y'all on his administration. I don't give a damn how the ADL feel about it, because y'all and our children. That's always been the war. The indigenous people, the revolutionaries, even those among the white people who have the spirit of John Brown. Huh? Oh, you don't know who John Brown is? Y'all need to do your Googles. Y'all need to do your, because if you ain't a John Brown type white dude, I ain't trying to kick it, dog. I'm just keeping it funky. We can do peace signs and hi and bye and what's up. All that's cool. But as far as really building and blending, if you ain't got the spirit of John Brown, I don't want to talk to you, dog. And by the way, John Brown was out here fighting his white counterparts, and John Brown would never call a black man a nigga. Somebody asked Mr. Patel how he feel about the N-word. I think we could predict. Because we've seen these types, whether they white or whether they not quite white, but they not really black like that. How niggas try to play. But we're reaching a day where the purge is inevitable, Mr. Patel. And in the words of Krishnamurti, I'm not concerned with what happens. I don't give a damn, bro. If this was about some political leverage or being famous, I see nothing, I hear nothing, Helen Keller, you know, like these other niggas on the internet. No, nigga, I don't know Jigga. This ain't Rock Nation, nigga. This is Black Dollar Entertainment, and I came to make a statement. Huh? Hit that like button on the way in, man. Share this video. Like I said, I'm too street for IG. I'm too hood for Facebook. Huh? I don't go back and forth with niggas on Twitter. This ain't TikTok, this real hip hop. But I do drop Jews for these new school fools on YouTube. So from me to you, it had to be said, Mr. Patel. Keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth, or nigga, you could get sent to hell. Take it how you want to take it, nigga. Like I said, if they flag the video, if they terminate the channel, nigga, the truth was told and not sold. I came to be pleasing to Allah. I don't give a damn how you niggas feel about it. Know that. And I'm going to say this on the, no, as a matter of fact, before we go, two more things real quick. Because I've been on here over an hour, so we going to begin to wrap this up. I think y'all get the point. Share this everywhere you communicate, everywhere you part of a community, everywhere you know people is looking and listening. Share this video. Let's engage in the discussion. Because black men got to get back to leading the right way, regardless of anybody's feelings. Real leadership don't care about nobody's feelings. When you got clowns out here like Kash Patel saying the most inflammatory, exclamatory, and egregious statements out his lying-ass fork-tongued mouth, you're not going to chastise me about my leadership and the way I'm conducting myself in my role. You will not create a nuisance on, near, or around my post, for I am found walking my post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. That's what I learned from Farrakhan and the good folks in the Nation of Islam. Mr. Patel. So just know this ain't that, bro. It's a new day. It's a new breed of black man, and we not going, fool. We're not going to let you talk crazy or play crazy. I want you to look up this name, family, as we get ready to go, because I mean it. We about to get ready to go. There's a man by the name of John Potash. His first name is John, John. His last name is Potash. Potash. Last name, Potash. I'm spelling this for a reason. I said John Potash name and start buffering. Give him a minute. Y'all must know where I'm going with this. Who is John Potash? John Potash is a man in America who has unfolded or uncovered the files of the FBI, showing how the FBI targeted the Black Panther Party, the Shakur family. That means Mutulu Shakur, Assata Shakur, Afeni Shakur, Tupac Amaru Shakur. You know how that goes. While that's doing that, let me, we know how this goes. Walaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Love you more easy. Okay, so I had to, check the vicinity or the vicinity because you know how the devil do while they was buffering. So like I said, John Potash exposed the FBI's plot to assassinate the Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam, the Shakur family, all the way up to this moment. He uses documentation, meaning court transcripts, wiretaps, memoirs, a host and a wealth of information, right? That shows this is not conspiracy theory. It is fact that they conspired against Black leadership. Among the names that were targeted by the FBI, like I said, was Assata Shakur, Mutulu Shakur, Afeni Shakur, Tupac Shakur, Mumia Jamal, H-Rap, it's a lot of them, Mr. Patel. By the way, do not forget, Kash Patel not just works for the FBI, he's the director of said group. He's the director for the FBI. You think he don't know that they've been persona non grata and targeted the Nation of Islam, who birthed the Black Panther Party, the Shakur family, Kwame Ture, born as Stokely Carmichael, but we gonna call him Kwame Ture, Mr. Patel, because that's what he said he wanted to be known by. And so on and so forth. The Paul Robesons of the world were attacked by the FBI and the CIA. Do your homework on Paul Robeson. Y'all don't even know who that is, some of you. Those of you who do, salute to you. Spread the word. Spread these names. We got to keep our ancestry alive, and we must be found, filled, and flooded, and embodied with the spirit of said ancestors. On an exponentially higher level. Yeah. The prophets, the messengers, those of us in our ancestry. May Allah be pleased with his servants that provided a service to the planet, that are of our ancestry, that were fighting the right fight. So be not deceived. We're about to go. Don't worry. I told you. I came to speak truth to power, and we've done that. I appreciate everybody that's donated. I appreciate everybody that's going to donate. I appreciate everybody that's going to see this. Hit the like button, share this video, show love. You feel me? Because this is what we need. This is the spirit that we need. So again, in conclusion, look up John Potash, type in John Potash Tupac. It's going to pop up. It's going to be videos that pop up. It's going to show you everything I'm talking about. Every video is like an hour or less. You take an hour listening to Glorilla and Sexy Red and Ice Spice and Cardi B and JT the Bigger Figure and Nicki Minaj.
I get some strawberries.
Get you some fruit. Take some time, while you binge listening to the debauchery, to listen to something that's actually impactful and true and uplifting for our people. Because this is what I want to say in conclusion to the black women in the world. I want y'all to remember this, sister. Assata Shakur would not have made it out of that gunfight with the police if the men were not there. If the men, Assata Shakur wasn't no Wonder Woman just shooting it out with 30 police. What? It was black men there. Hello? Hello? Knock, knock. Anybody? Is this thing on? Is this black woman? I'm talking to you. Honor the brothers that's actually showing vigilance and diligence in our duties. Because Assata Shakur wouldn't have made it out that gunfight if it wasn't for black men. Assata Shakur was accompanied to court every day of trial by men from the Black Panther Party. This is a fact. And Assata Shakur was broken out of prison by men. Assata Shakur didn't break herself out of prison. It was black men who broke Assata Shakur out of prison and helped her. They assisted her in fleeing to Cuba. So, sister, you wouldn't have an Assata Shakur if it wasn't for Matulu in the game. So all you sisters that claim, number two, by the way, you reflect your fellow black man. Because isn't it ironic that a couple years, a little less than 2 years after we lose Matulu Shakur, we lose Assata Shakur, they had a great deal of love for each other, you know? Do y'all know about the story of Eldridge Cleaver, who was in the Black Panthers, who fled the country, and Kathleen Cleaver, his wife, was here, and they had to try to hold it down in marriage? Are you sisters built for that? Are you brothers built for that? Because I don't see none. I see some brothers saying rest in peace, Assata, but nigga, y'all not speaking on Kash Patel. And the sisters out here, y'all need to embody the spirit of Assata. And in order for you to really do that, you got to respect your male counterpart, which is the black man. Because you ain't going nowhere without us, and we ain't going nowhere without you. So, the golden gospel has been given. Happy Sabbath day. Mr. Patel, keep Assata Shakur name out your mouth or hop on the nearest elevator straight to hell. Tell him I said it, send it to him, do what you got to do. We fear not flesh and blood. We war not with flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual darkness, and the rulers of wickedness in high places. That's what the good book says, Mr. Patel. So we ain't come to play with y'all. We about to wrap it up and get up out of here. I said I was going to do it, and God damn it, I did it. Make sure y'all help get this word out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is going to be one of them ones that age like wine and get better with time. Because everything that I've said is going to continue to come into fruition. That's really though. So yeah, to the black women out there, we love you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the real sisters that really are on the right side of right. Because there's some good sisters out here. You know what I'm saying? I know some right now, and I've known some my whole life. So this ain't about that. But the debauchery of these thoughts and hot twats and whatnot must stop. No more Glorilla, Sexy Red, I don't care about Nicki and Cardi beefing. Can we get some bars? We don't want to. Meanwhile, don't nobody got nothing to say, and this nigga is insulting Assata Shakur? Man, wake up. All you woke face, go wash your ass, go say a prayer, eat you some breakfast, because you know you niggas got to eat 3 meals a day. I'm pick. But I'm going to be 10 toes down doing my due diligence around this bitch. I appreciate you tuning in with me and indulging in these superior facts. Like I said, it's bigger than music. And I salute y'all for tuning in to these superior facts. I appreciate you. See, Big Muta Ali. Yeah, E.T. Ali in the building. New music on the way. Wait for it. More content on the way. Wait for it. We're going to continue to give you the actual factuals. And shout out to everybody that's keeping the Sabbath sacred. You know the vibes and the count. We engage in this a lot-tober. Don't be a victim of Shocktober. And on that note, we about to get ready to get up out of here. Next week, new content, another subject, more music on the way. Album dropping December 9th, be it the will of Allah, and I know Allah is more than willing. So in the meantime, be patient. Allah is the greatest. Wait for it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Long live the spirit of Asada Shakur. And all of the sisters that embody that, I'm talking about the Michelle Alexanders of the world. I'm talking about the Shahrazad Alis of the world. I'm talking about the Sophia Stewarts of the world. I'm talking about Joy DeGrasse in them. Dr. Ava Muhammad, Mother Tanetta Muhammad, Ava DuVernay. We could go on and on and on. When I hear these sisters quoted, I hear men quoting. So sister, stop quoting Sexy Red and go listen to some Michelle Alexander. Go read Joy DeGrasse's book, okay? I don't want to see you twerking your ass if you ain't heard what Shahrazad Ali had to say. And that's really though. And brothers, you need to be found leading the same way. Because in the words of, what was it, Angels in the Outfield or Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. And I've been building, you feel me? And we gonna keep marching until victory is actually won. So yeah, man, I'm up out of here, man. We've been on here for 1 hour and 35 minutes. Good timing. Until next week, same Black Dollar time, same Black Dollar channel. You know what I'm saying? Be safe. Stay strong to my people out there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Black Dollar. Unicorn in the building.